Hey everyone, how are we doing today? Mary Ellen Vanakins, Sue Jennings, real estate ladies of North Atlanta. So today we're going to be talking about key trends and insights in the North Atlanta market. We're also going to be talking about one of our neighborhoods. We're going to also talk about something we love about North Atlanta and also our design tip of the day. So we have a very busy day ahead of us. So Sue, take it away. We're going to talk about our neighborhood highlight today.
Well, everybody who knows me knows I love new construction, and one of my favorite builders is Ashton Woods. I think they build a wonderful home, beautiful details, quality construction, and they are building a fantastic community in Cumming, Georgia. It's called Avignon, and it's located at 674 Allier Terrace in Cumming. And the prices start in the mid 400s and go up to about 700. And Ashton Woods in general has this unbelievable reputation for creating exceptional design,
Yes.
inspired homes in desirable locations and communities, great amenities. And this particular community is just a few miles from Lake Lanier. And who doesn't love Lake Lanier? And also, this is very close to the vibrant Cumming Town Center that everybody just loves. So you'll find a collection of single family homes as well as townhomes in this community.
Nice.
And basically, Cumming, I think, anymore has really grown. It's now like the gateway to leisure living. You still have great access to the city. You've got great access to the North Georgia mountains. So you've got that big city convenience, but you've also got top-rated schools and shopping and dining selections that are top-notch. And so it's a great area that's really come a long way in Atlanta. So you can pack up your kids, take them to Lake Lanier.
Yeah. And I think what everybody needs to understand where Cumming is. So basically, like Atlanta's like a clock. So you're going from Atlanta and you're just going north on 400. So that's a road. Like some people don't even know anything about Atlanta, right? So you're going up north on 400 and you're going to hit Alpharetta, and then the next city up north at 12 o'clock is Cumming. Mm-hmm. It's in Forsyth County. So a lot of Atlanta's in Fulton County. So it's the next county up, which has some advantages, doesn't it? Forsyth County.
It does. The taxes in Forsyth County are much more reasonable than they are in Fulton County, for starters. And the one thing that's really super nice about Cumming is it's very, very green, and it's very, very close to Alpharetta. And during the day in Alpharetta, there are about 100,000 people that commute into Alpharetta for jobs, because we've got 700 tech companies here in this technology city of the Southeast, so to speak. So it's a great place for you to live, and yet you don't encounter as much traffic as you would if you had to commute all the way down into Atlanta. If you do work in Alpharetta, Cumming is a great place to live. And like I said, the schools are very, very good there too.
Yeah, so I think that's a great tip. And if anybody knows Sue and myself, we love new construction. And people say, I don't want new construction. I don't want new construction. We show them new construction. They love it. So I think that you're going to find also in this area are very traditional type homes. And I think that that's something, if you're coming from different parts of the country, we don't get a lot of contemporary or those type. We're getting some farmhouses, but really traditional is kind of Georgia and brick. Brick and traditional kind of goes away. So there we go. So anything else to add about that great subdivision?
No, otherwise they've got great amenities. They've got a junior Olympic sized pool and so forth for the kids, and just it's fantastic.
It's a lifestyle, Sue. Right. It's a lifestyle. So
it really is.
Be in a great neighborhood, great areas. You're going to get the golf courses and the tennis and the pickleball and the playground and the swim, and you're going to have all that in your backseat, right there in your backyard. So great. Fantastic. So today let's go into our next segment, which is the key trends and insights in the North Atlanta real estate market. So it's been very interesting, hasn't it, in 2024?
It has.
Yeah, it's been all around the country too. But anyway, it has been interesting. And we've been through a lot of different markets, up, downs, and crazies and whatever, and we've all persevered through it. And it's just a different way of business that we're doing now. And we just have to educate our clients, and that's what we're here to do, is educate them on the market, let them know what's going on, and kind of showing you the trends that are going on in this area.
Right. So the one thing that remains consistent in Atlanta is the growth in home values. And that's why Atlanta is such a great market to, even if you don't live here, invest in a home here, because the appreciation even in 2024 has been like 6 to 8%. And it's been, it's been consistently going up for like the past 13 years in a row.
Yeah. And I think that that's important. And people like, well, I'm afraid, what if the market goes down? The market's not going to go down in Atlanta. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but if you look at the trends from the last 20, 30 years, you're going to find consistent growth. We didn't shoot up in growth like a lot of other states. They might have gone up 20% a year or 30%. We are very consistent. So if you're looking for a consistent place, North Atlanta is the area.
Right. And what has fueled that consistent growth is the job market here.
Yes.
Atlanta has an amazing job market that just is booming and has been booming for a number of years. And so it's bringing a lot of people from other areas of the country here. We do work with a lot of relocating buyers. I myself was relocated here 14 years ago with my husband's job, and absolutely love Atlanta and love living here. I would never go back to where I lived before. And what that's a beauty and a beast though for Atlanta, because it's put more pressure on our inventory of homes, and it's put more demand on homes here. So yes, we do have a lot of new construction, like we mentioned in the first part of this podcast, but we also have very limited inventory. So this summer's been a little bit slow because it's an election year, but we see that every time we have an election year. But normally, our inventories do turn fairly quickly here compared to other parts of the country. And, it's just generally, a great real estate environment.
Yeah, I know. I agree 100%. I mean, I think that everybody has to look at things, and you have to look and educate yourself on the market, and educate yourself, because you could be in one part of Atlanta and North Atlanta are two totally different markets. Mm-hmm. And you could be in Alpharetta. In one area, it could be really hot, in the other area, not so much. So it's really important to have that local expert that's going to give you all the guidance on what are the trends, what's going on in that specific area. School systems. Schools are so great here. School systems, and just so you can find the right property for your family. Right.
Right. Another area that we do work in quite frequently with buyers that are relocating to the area is like Sandy Springs and Buckhead, Roswell. These are all areas that are very accessible from Georgia 400, which comes out of, like 12 o'clock on the clock coming north out of Midtown and Atlanta. These areas, maybe some of the areas you might want to send your children to a private school versus a public school, especially when you get into within the perimeter of Atlanta itself. And when I say perimeter, I'm talking about 285, which is the beltway around Atlanta. But anyway, any of these neighborhoods, the homes tend to sell fairly quickly and often at higher prices. If, for instance, that's not your budget, we do have other areas that we can recommend that have great community feel and vibe, and maybe are a little bit less expensive, like going up into Forsyth County or even over into parts of Gwinnett County as well. Sugar Hill, I think, is Cherokee, exactly. Sugar Hill over in that area is one of my favorites. It's about a 10-mile commute for somebody who wants to work in the Alpharetta area or even Roswell area. So that's a great location. And in Cherokee County, the growth in the Canton area and the Woodstock areas has been phenomenal. Canton's a little bit farther north, so it's a little closer to the mountains. a little bit less busy than perhaps even the Woodstock area has become.
Yeah. So really anywhere, we can help you anywhere and guide you in the right direction when it comes to anything north of that city of
Hmm.
Atlanta. So
Hmm.
what
And
else do
we
we see
do,
in the trends?
well, we do see that the older homes, if they have not been renovated, they are not turning as fast as
Yes.
perhaps the homes that have been well maintained, renovated, kept up in terms of just design features and so forth. It's amazing how a home with a fresh coat of paint, neutral paint on the walls, and maybe some new hardware on the cabinets, new lighting, countertops and bathrooms also make a home turn faster than a home that has just been sitting for the last 20 to 30 years and hasn't seen any of these updates.
Yeah, and I think what's important too is that when families come here, a lot of people that come to Atlanta, if they come here for a job or they come here to whatever they're come here for, they're very busy and they don't want to do renovations. So, I
Right.
mean, yes, there are people that want to do renovations, except I would say majority of them want something that's a turnkey. They don't want to do big renovations. They might want to do some renovations, not big renovations. So take that into effect when you're looking at homes. And remember, Atlanta is a pretty new area. A lot of homes are not that old. You're going to
Mhm.
be like 30 and under. That's why we have a lot of new construction because there's still a lot of land to be built on.
Right. Right. So, one of the things that I always want to impress upon our sellers too, if they want their home to sell quickly, they need to be realistic about how, we price the home. Because if the home has had a lot of updates and so forth, we take that into consideration. But that home that's been updated is not going to go for the same price as the house 3 doors down the street that perhaps has seen no renovations whatsoever. And so that homeowner that hasn't maintained their home or done the updates really needs to be realistic that they're not necessarily going to get $1 million for that house.
Right.
So these are hard conversations that we need to have with a lot of our sellers. And, we are also realistic with our buyers. If a home is overpriced, we do tell them that because we always talk to them about what the comps are. We do show them pictures. We often will walk the comparable homes with our buyers so that they know that they're getting the right house for their family, their needs, and their financial situation.
And that's so important because stop listening to the media, please, everybody. Please look at the numbers, look at the local numbers. Like I said, Atlanta's different than North Atlanta. Cumming's
Yes.
different than
Yes.
Alpharetta.
Yes.
Within Alpharetta, one subdivision's hot, one's not. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're just like, you have to just look at the hyper local. One school's great,
Right.
one school everybody wants to be in, one school not as popular. So that has a lot to do with the trends, has a lot to do with pricing
Right.
and realistic pricing. I mean, we've been dealing with a lot of unrealistic people in the aspect of they think that their neighbor's house sold for, say, I don't know, 500,000. Let's just put a number out there. They think that their house is worth 700,000. How could that even happen? Like one day it's going to make a difference of 200,000. So just being realistic and, educating people, and finding, what is important to them. Why do they need to sell? Like,
Right.
how
Right.
motivated are they? Because we don't really want to work with people that are not motivated. We
Right.
don't like to look at the people that like, well, let me see if I can get my price. No,
No. No.
we're not doing that.
And believe me, we've been in the business long enough that we can, sniff these people out pretty quickly anymore. And,
Right.
I wish them luck.
Yeah, good luck. So
But
let's talk about some of the faster selling type homes right now.
well, I see a real boom in the luxury market here in the North Atlanta area. Coming from the Northeast, people were used to living in smaller homes with lower ceilings, and that was okay. But here we do have a lot of larger luxury homes, which is really, really nice. There are a lot of affluent neighborhoods here. Alpharetta has them, Buckhead, Sandy Springs. These are all areas that are in high demand and often sell quickly. because of location and so
Right.
forth.
And the next thing is new construction. Who
Mhm.
doesn't want a new house? You don't have
Right.
issues with it. You can make it your own. It's you don't have to worry about repairs and anything like that. You just have to upkeep your house. So everyone loves a new construction home. So it's just a matter of finding them. Those are selling quickly. And
Mhm.
depending on, you could have a subdivision where the homes take 4 to 6 months to build, 6 to 8 months to build, or over 12 months, or almost up to 2 years.
Right.
So you have
Right.
to look at it, take that into effect of your timing.
Right.
So if you are planning on making a move, and you're looking at new construction, you have to keep that in mind. Now they do have a lot of spec homes that are up, but sometimes they sell pretty quickly,
Right.
You're
Right.
not
And
going
a
to be able
lot
to
of the
pick
new
everything out.
Right. And a lot of the new builders, new home builders that are in some of the larger subdivisions, even like in Cumming or farther north than Cumming, they will only release a certain number of lots at a time so that they can manage their production process and actually, be realistic on the time frame of when the home is going to be finished, when they can close, and also manage their supply chains. And by the way, supply chains in new home construction are so much better than they were just a couple years ago. I know
Yes.
during COVID, we all heard a lot about, supply
Yeah.
chain issues. A lot of those issues are gone now. There are, certain things that you'll run into where certain colors of brick, will be out of production, but that's a normal type of a situation. And in those situations, the builders will just switch to a different color brick or, redesign the color combination of the exterior home, that sort of thing. A few years ago, we had appliance issues where we couldn't get refrigerators and so forth, but all those issues really have resolved themselves and are no longer an
Mhm.
issue with buying new construction.
All right.
The thing that sells every home and is always going to be a market trend, in my opinion, are modern amenities. And
Yes.
it's not just modern amenities within the homes themselves, but also in the communities as well. Because people love live, work, play communities. They love to, be social. So they love the pools, the pickleball courts, the tennis courts and so forth that do go with a lot of these communities. But most of all, they like updated floor plans in homes, updated kitchens, open floor plans, fresh paint, light, airy, homes with high ceilings and lots of natural light.
And it all goes back to location, location, location.
Mm-hmm.
10, 15 years ago, we didn't have a lot of live, work, play communities. Now we have a lot. People want to come home. Atlanta, the traffic is sometimes horrendous, right? And they're doing construction everywhere, So you come home from work and you don't want to have to go out again. So people are really trending towards these live, work, play communities where you walk outside your door and you can walk to a restaurant, you can walk to shopping, so you don't have to get in your car and do anything. So it really has been trending a lot in the past, I'd say 10, 15 years. We're seeing a lot of these live, work, play communities and really lifestyle. It's all about the lifestyle in Atlanta. I think being close to the greenways and being close to all that kind of stuff is real important to people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Beltline is huge for so many people living in the Midtown area. When you get out into the suburbs, like on the North Atlanta side, you've got the Greenway. And then if you go to Alpharetta specific, you have the Alpha Loop. And, even up into Forsyth County, there's a continuation of the Greenway that started in the Alpharetta area and so forth. So these are all areas that people are, taking walks, they're riding bikes, they're, riding scooters. I mean, whatever they need just to get out and get fresh air. And in the Atlanta area, we've got fantastic weather year round. So, you can be playing tennis in a t-shirt in February here, and that's perfectly normal. January's generally our only winter here. I always say spring comes in February.
Yes, definitely. And I think another thing that's like trending too is we're seeing that a lot of people are following their grandkids, right? So I think what's really attractive to the North Atlanta area is that certain counties, and you'd have to reach out to us, certain counties, if you're over 62 years old, you don't have to pay the school tax.
Mhm.
And taxes here in Georgia are very inexpensive compared to other parts of the country. So on average, they're 1%, say 1% of the price of your house. So just put that into effect. It'll tweak depending on where you're at. But if you put that in your head, a lot of parts of the country are very unaffordable when it comes to taxes. So here you're going to have the taxes, you're going to have the lifestyle, you're going to have the four seasons, and you have so many people following their grandkids because they want to be at all their activities. And so we do have that senior discount in certain counties that people really, really, really love.
And we also have the ability here, because we do have a variety of different home types and sizes, that if you want three-generational living in a particular home, we can find that for you too. There are several homes that, we've had clients purchase over the years that have in-law suites, nanny suites, things like that, where you can have multi-generations of family members living under one roof.
Definitely. Okay, what else are we trending here in the Atlanta area?
Well, we've always been, kind of looking at interest rates. So I don't know that interest rates are going to make any great shift in any direction this year. I mean, the election's always kind of up for grabs as to what happens with that. But I do think the current interest rates that we have in the 6% range are actually fairly healthy for our economy. The interest rates that we saw that were 3 and 4% a couple years ago, really, they were attractive for those wanting mortgages, but that is not a normal situation. That was the anomaly. What we have right now in the 6% range and all is a very healthy economy and normal situation to be in. So, I tell people, do not fear these interest rates. These are actually great rates. And if they do go down, your alternative is just refinance. It's as simple as that.
My tip of the day, is if interest rates start dropping, then there's going to be more buyers in the market. And right now, you can get a pretty good, you actually can get some properties under list price, which we haven't seen for about 4 years. So take advantage of that. If the interest rates do drop, then more buyers come in the market, and then we'll be in a multiple offer situation, and you might overpay for a house. So if you're on the fence about purchasing right now, I think you just need to take the plunge and plunge into that cold water, and it's going to be just fine. Because if we foresee once interest rates start ticking down, more people come in the market. And what does that mean? That means you're going to pay more for a house and be in multiple offer situation. Exactly. And you have to think fast. And sometimes people don't want to think fast because this is one of their biggest investments in their life. So I will end with that tidbit of the day.
Well, I want to add to that, though. I want to encourage people to reach out to us, to ask us questions, because we like to make sure our clients are very well informed about the market, about their biggest purchase of, in their portfolio. And, homes are a big asset, and you don't make that purchase every day, but we work in that market every day, and we do this for a living, and we close a couple homes every single month, whereas you only do it a couple times in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So reach out to us, ask us questions. We'd like to keep you informed.
Fantastic. So now we're going to go into our next segment, is what we love about North Atlanta today. So today, what we love about North Atlanta is all the lakes. So there's a bunch of different lakes in different parts of the North Atlanta area. And as you keep on going, north and north to the mountains and stuff, there's a lot of cute little lakes there too. Smaller lakes and bigger lakes. Nothing like, we don't have a beach here. So I'm sorry, it's 5 hours away to get to a beach, or get on the airplane and go to a beach. But we do have some lakes, and people really do enjoy their time on lakes. So let's talk about a couple of them.
So the first lake that's very close to Alpharetta and Cumming is Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier is a 38,000 acre lake, and it actually touches several different counties. It touches Hall, Forsyth, Dawson, Gwinnett, and Lumpkin counties as you go north. And it's a very popular lake for boating and swimming. And one of the best things I think about Lake Lanier is it meanders. So there's a lot of lakefront property on Lake Lanier. Yeah. And so there's a lot of opportunity for people to own homes or build a home with a beautiful view of the lake.
Right. Second home, or, people live at the lake and commute. It's depending on if they're on the south side of the lake there too. All right. Tell us about Allatoona.
Allatoona Lake is like in the northwest area of the North Metro Atlanta area, and it's part of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers reservoir on the Etowah River. And the north side of the lake remains as protected land from future development because of its isolated location, and it's mostly blocked by the lake, that land. So there are, though, homes, boat ramps, marinas, recreational areas, and a lot of places you can go to enjoy Lake Allatoona. Okay.
All right. What's another one?
Lake Ackworth is out, in the same direction northwest of North Metro Atlanta. It's a 260 acre lake, so it's a smaller lake, but it's touches Ackworth, Georgia, and it includes a public beach, which there is a little beach there. I don't know if you want to call it the beach, like
no,
the Jersey Shore beach
or anything.
It's not.
It's not. But it's a lake. It's a lake beach.
There are parks around Lake Ackworth also for you to enjoy.
Well, I have one more lake that I think we should talk about, and that's Lake Windward, because that is in Alpharetta. And we just love Lake Windward because, first of all, you can't have, it's only electric boats, which makes it so nice.
So I lived on Lake Windward for 12 years. It's 197 acres. It does have a marina. It does have pocket parks that where you can take your kayak or canoe or even a little sunfish sailboat and drop it into the water. Now, they do ask that the lake be restricted to just the homeowners of Windward as a community. It's not really a public lake, so I need to say that. But there are many, many beautiful homes in the Windward community. The community itself is made up of like 40 different subdivisions of different sized homes. They're all single homes. There are no townhomes there. There are no condos there. But there are quite a few opportunities to own homes that are lakefront or lake view. And there are also, there's amazing tennis facilities in Lake Windward. Like I said, there's a marina. There is a sports park. There are playgrounds that are beautiful. One was just renovated about a year or so ago for children. It's very, very family oriented. They do have a lot of community activities that you can participate in as a whole if you live in the Windward community. And there are about 2,000 homes there total. And the price ranges are from about $500,000 up to about $4 million in cost for the homes in the Windward community. So if you are interested in that area, it's 5 minutes outside of downtown Alpharetta, great schools. And the high school there is Alpharetta High School. If you want to look that up on greatschools.org, it's a fantastic high school. But you could give Mary Ellen or myself a call if you're interested in looking at a home in that area.
Yeah. So we just hit like what we like about, we hit Lake Lanier. Everybody loves Lake Lanier. It's so big. And then you've got Lake Allatoona that people like for a smaller lake, and Lake Ackworth. And of course, Lake Windward, which is just a total lifestyle. You have to live in Windward in order to use the lake there. So I mean, that's good. All right. Well, that was great about what we love about North Atlanta. So then we're going to go on to our tip of the day about design. So today we are going to talk about how do you organize a closet in 6 easy steps.
I just did this.
You did? Okay. So you can do it off
Yes.
the top of your head. You don't ever look at
Yes.
anything. Right.
I
Okay.
assisted a family member with, first of all, taking everything out of the closet. That's the first place you need to start. You need to remove everything, all the hangers, all the baskets, all the bins, get everything off the floor, off the shelves. And you need to develop, sort those items by, whether you're going to keep them or whether you're going to donate them or whether they're just trash.
How about the two bags? We got the black bag for all the stuff you're going to donate and the white bag for anything you're going to throw in the garbage. So that's a good organizing tip of the day too.
Right. And maybe there's some things that you want to sell on Poshmark. If you have some designer handbags or something like that, that's an option too. Consignment shops are an option too, if you don't want to just donate things.
Awesome.
But the second thing you have to do after you've emptied the closet is you have to clean every single corner of that closet, wipe down every single shelf, dust everything. Make sure that you're wiping down the rods as well, because they kind of get greasy over time and they can make your clothes dirty actually. And wipe down those baseboards as well.
Yeah, that's really important. I think people don't realize, like, it's amazing. Like, I don't know, dust comes from everywhere, right? And you're like, well, why is, so you just clean all the corners there. And then number 3 is
declutter and donate. And when we put this in, even though we've already mentioned it just a minute ago, what this actually means is putting it actually in your car and driving it to Goodwill or your donation center of choice. Women's shelters are a great place to donate to. No Longer Bound is another one. North Fulton Charities is another organization. So it's not just getting it out of the closet. It's getting it out of another room. House.
Don't do that. Put it directly from your closet into your car. And then make sure the next day you're dropping it off, so it's not sitting around in your car either.
Right. And then number 4 on our list is to sort items by category. So keep like items together. And, now that your closet is nice and clean, because we cleaned it in step 2, that your closet now only belongs to items that spark joy in your life. It's a Marie Kondo, theory, but that's very, very true. Develop an organization system that works for you. It doesn't have to be designer and, bins from, the high-end stores. It can be simple baskets and so forth that maybe only cost $1 or $2, just so you can separate items and, keep all the belts together and all the socks together and, items together, purses, scarves, things like that. Arrange your shoes too by category. Are they like dressy shoes that you don't wear very often? Maybe they go on the top shelf in your closet.
Right.
Are they shoes that you wear every day? Well, maybe those go, down on the bottom because you can grab them easier. Are they wintry things that you only wear 2 or 3 months of the year? Or are they like summer sandals that, you're going to wear more months of the year here in Atlanta than you would in some other cities? But by categorizing and then colorizing within the category, it will help you organize and get dressed a little bit faster. So one of the things that I like to do is I organize my shirts by whether they're sleeveless, short sleeved, or long sleeved. And then within those categories, I go left to right, light to dark. So I start with my whites and I end up at the other end of the rainbow, so to speak, with my black items. And I keep all the same colors together so that if I'm getting dressed in the morning and I'm looking for this black shirt, I know exactly where to get it in the closet. And so anyway, you need to visualize your space and you need to really decide where those items need to go so that you have easy access to them.
Okay.
So number 5 is assess your storage system. This is, when you've got this closet cleaned out and so forth, it's an opportunity for you to decide whether you need a closet system kit. Some of these things you can do design it online. They will ship you the kits. If you're really, really handy, you can take the existing shelving, whether it's wire shelving or whatever the builder put in originally, you can take that down. You can paint your closet. You can even put in a new floor if you want to at this point, pick out the builder grade carpet or whatever's in there and put in a new floor and then put in the closet system. This type of a process is beautiful. It's great for resale because everybody loves an organized closet system closet, but it is time consuming. It is a little bit expensive. Not everybody wants to do it themselves, but not everybody can also afford to go to California Closets or Closets by Design and get a great closet system like that. But it is something to consider because it is life-changing in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Plus it gives you more space in your closet because just those wire things going across, when you customize it just a little bit, and you can do it, inexpensively too, as well.
So, and number 6, I've already touched on this a bit too. When you're putting everything away, just make sure you're organizing by, season, that you're organizing in your drawers. You're using drawer dividers if you have larger drawers and need to subcategorize the closet or the drawers and so forth. And keep things that you use frequently down close to, your reachable level. Things that you don't use frequently, put them up high. Use your vertical storage. And seasonal items, that would be part of the vertical storage because you don't use them that often. But don't forget to label your bins so that you can easily find things. Clear bins are particularly good because if you're standing on the floor and something's up on a shelf, if you have it in a clear bin, you can see what's in the bin
that was a good
you
tip.
even get up
That's
there to pull it down.
That's a great tip. Well, thanks for our design tip of the day about how to organize a closet in 6 easy steps. And thank you for coming to our podcast, Real Estate Ladies of North Atlanta. Follow us on our socials. We have a weekly newsletter for Milton and Alpharetta. You can subscribe to that and follow us on all of our social media. And we're here to help. We're here to educate. Let us know if there's something you want us to talk about, and we'd be happy to do that. Take care and have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.